Hello, my friends. This is Neferkefri of Magical Musings 1111. Thank you for stopping by. Today is your day for your Choose a Card reading. And for this reading, I am using the Sacred She Tarot by Ma Dava Padma. She is the creator of the Osho Zen Tarot and the Tao Oracle. And this is a 78 card deck. It is absolutely gorgeous. If you'd like to see a flip through and review, I will include a card up here, and you can flip to that at the end of the video. The card will appear toward the end because I don't want to distract anyone from their reading for today. Now, when I present my free readings on YouTube, what I do is I shuffle with the intention that this reading is for you for whenever you find it. This is not for the actual day of upload. It's for any time. Whenever you see it on your feed, that's when you're meant to choose your card. Now you'll have your choice between 3 cards. You can choose just one, or you can choose 2 if you have a more in-depth question on your heart for the day. I will lay them down, face down, as I've pulled them randomly from the deck, and I will give you 5 seconds to decide which 1 to 2 cards you will use for your reading for the day. I've been reading since 1976. I am self-taught. I am the great-granddaughter of a curandera from Michoacan, Mexico, who was very renowned. People would walk for as long as 3 days just to see her, to get a consultation. And my great-grandmother could do everything. She could see auras, read palms. She read playing cards. She created herbal tinctures for healing, and she would go around and do house cleansings and cleansings on people, and she did hands-on healing. I mean, according to my dad, this woman was just all it. Unfortunately, I never met her. She died before my time. But I've heard all the stories. Now, let me concentrate on drawing 3 cards at random. When I draw the cards, I cut the deck and I pull the card from the bottom of the cut for the reading. So I'll do that 3 times. Here goes for card number 1. There will be timestamps, so when you choose your card, you can go to that particular timestamp. Timestamps are in the description below. Card number 1 is card number 2 and card number 3. All right, I'm going to set this aside here, and I will arrange them. And you are to choose card 1, card 2, or card 3. And I will give you 5 seconds to decide from right now. All right, I hope you've chosen your card. I shall commence with interpreting each of these individually. Card number 1 is 13, support. This is a court card. The 13th card is the Queen. This card would correspond with the Queen of Pentacles in another tarot deck. Ma Dava Padma, what she did, what I really like, is instead of naming the courts, she has separate titles for all the cards. And you'll see this as I turn over the other 2. So this isn't the Queen, it's support. And support of a physical and of a material nature. The Queen, or the support card, is a very strong woman. She is someone that other people go to with their problems. She is like the confidant, you know, in the neighborhood you grew up in. She'd be the mom that all the kids would go to to that kid's house with that mom, because she was the one who was always baking cookies and inviting kids over to stay for lunch or dinner and that sort of thing. Very loving, very nurturing, very grounded to the earth element. Here she's cuddling a cute little koala. I just love koalas. They're so precious. That little face. Anyway, it's all about the need for nurturing, the need for self-care. And now is a time when we really have to focus on that. You know, we've had so much global upheaval since the pandemic that people have not yet recovered from that. And I'm really not sure that life can ever go back to the way it was. It's not meant to anyway. The pandemic happened in order to push us forward in our own spiritual evolution. And I don't want to get into it too deeply here, but with the planetary alignment of February 28th, 2025, that's it. The Earth has been pushed into 5D along with all of her inhabitants, whether you want to go or not, you're there. And now the lesson becomes learning how to live in the fifth dimension with a 5D mentality. And your brain is now in 5D. This means basically what you think is more likely to manifest now than ever before. So the Queen, the support card, is a reminder we need to keep our thoughts focused on our betterment and on the betterment of our fellow humans and of the animals in whom we've been placed in charge as their caretakers, and of the land. We're meant to be caretakers of the land, not exploiters. We've had it backwards all this time. Now that we're in 5D, it's going to become easier and easier for people to see the way we've gone wrong in the past. And people are going to be now focused on figuring out how to correct that and figuring out how to heal what we've done to our planet, what we've done to the animals, and so on. And also what we've done to one another. So it's a really important card. And it's also saying that with everything going on, all the upheaval, now's the time to really focus on your own self-care. And by self-care, I mean, do things you enjoy doing. Do things that make you feel good. You know, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, you know, that's kind of like the golden rule type thing. But do for you in order to be able to do for others. You cannot serve others from an empty cup. Remember that. Extremely important. So that's the message I'm getting for today from the support card. Card number 2, focus. This card is the equivalent of the Two of Wands. And traditionally, the Two of Wands depicts an individual standing up on a cliff face, looking out at a road or at two roads. And it's all about having to decide which way to go. For those of you who chose card number 2, you've got some sort of a decision to make. Now, you may have 2 alternatives to choose from, or you may have more than 2. And the focus card here is saying that as you focus, okay, you've got to weigh the pros and the cons of the various directions you could move in. And what I'm feeling with this card is a lot of, I don't want to use the word conflict. That's not really what I'm sensing here. It's more like an inner turmoil about the decision. You kind of feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. In other words, you know, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Neither choice looks particularly appealing, but you know you need to make this change. And so you're wondering, which way should I go? What is the best way for me? And the guidance I'm getting from my spirit guides about this is ask your own angels and your own set of spirit guides which way you should go. And it's very easy to do. If you're not used to working with your spirit guides or your angels, the first thing that you do is you acknowledge their presence. You thank them for their presence in your life. And if it's a very simple statement, said with feeling, you can just say, to my angels and to my spirit guides, I thank you for your presence in my life. I thank you for your protection, and I thank you for your guidance. I come to you now with an issue. And then just like you're talking to a friend over coffee, say, this is what's going on. This is my issue. I need your help. Please help me. Please give me signs or speak to me in my dreams. And then afterward, your job then becomes pay attention. Spirit guides and angels, they don't often communicate with us, excuse me, during the day because our minds are too full with the hustle and bustle of mundane life. They can't reach us. They tend to communicate with us when we're asleep because that's when all our defenses are down, we're fully open, and they can easily reach our subconscious mind. So after you've begun attempting to work with your angels and your spirit guides, keep a diary going, either on your phone or hard copy, on the computer, whatever. But make it something easy you're able to pick up first thing when you wake up and report what you dream about and report on the emotions you feel in your dreams. That's important too, because often they will communicate with us from an emotional standpoint. And also look at your own body and see how your body, focus on your body and see how it's responding to your choices. Think about choice number 1. Do you feel any stress in your body? Do you get kind of a knot in the pit of your stomach? If you do, that's probably not the way to go. Think about your next alternative and so on. See where you're holding the tension in your body. That can often lead you in the correct direction. So this is the counsel of card number 2. Now we look at card number 1. Card number 1. I can't count today. Card number 3. I get loopy when I do readings, and so I'll do that. I was reading for a client the other day, and I was telling her, I meant to say card number 1 in the spread, and I said card A. Things like that. It's weird what my brain does. When I'm giving someone a reading. So card number 3. Card number 3. Ooh, repression. This is a card of the major arcana, and repression happens to correspond to card 15, which is in other decks, the devil card. The devil card does not represent demons or evil or anything like that, okay? So don't, those of you who chose number 3, don't freak out. Also, the outlook on this card typically is not negative. I'm going to draw an additional card after I interpret this. The devil card is all about feeling good and stuck, or maybe being in a situation where you feel completely powerless, or maybe someone else seems to be holding the reins of control over you. A boss, a supervisor. You need a raise. You desire a promotion or maybe a change of jobs, and you feel like this person has been holding you back. Because what I'm getting a vision of a carriage rider, and you know how they hold the reins of their horses for the carriage, and the reins are always pretty loose and slack unless the guy needs to make a turn, then he'll tighten the reins. Well, in the vision I'm being shown, the reins are taut. They're tight. This guy's pulling back on the horses, even though he doesn't mean to stop his carriage. His carriage is still moving forward. It's just that he's maintaining extremely tight control over his horses when he really shouldn't be doing that. This is what I'm getting from this card, that there's someone around you who has tight control of either you or the situation, or you believe that they have control. They may not. It may be control you gave them at one time or another. So consider that possibility. Because if you've given control, you can always revoke it by stepping into your own power. Now, the devil card on a more mundane level can also mean issues with some type of substance abuse. And it can also mean along that same kind of a not so great path for a person's highest good. It can mean proclivity toward sexual issues or sexual escapades, something of that nature, okay? But I'm going to draw an additional card here to see exactly what this card is talking about. And the way I do that is I place my right hand on the card I am focusing on, I place my left on the deck, and I am now asking for clarification on card 15, repression. One card clarification. Oh, I get another major arcana card, which is interesting. This is card 11, balancing. This is the equivalent of the Justice card. And just like the title says, it's all about balance. So see, you may have this feeling of a lack or loss of control in the situation or in the relationship or some aspect of your life, when in reality, what it is, it's a matter of balance. There's something out of whack, something out of balance. And I'm really focused on the rainbow colors on this card. The rainbow here and the chakras going down the length of his body. And the rainbow, to me, that's the ultimate symbol of hope. You know, I'm about to mention the B word here that might upset some of you, and I'm sorry if it does, but my background is Christian. I was raised Catholic. I'm going to mention the Bible. In the Bible, God gave Noah the symbol of the rainbow as his promise that he would never again destroy the earth by water. The rainbow represents that promise. It represents hope for the future. It represents healing and balance and harmony. And that's what we've got going on here with the rainbow overarching in the background, and then the 7 chakras, which correspond to the 7 colors of the rainbow. You've also got the balance. Well, you got the dichotomy between the moon and the sun, but there's also that universal balance going on of energies. You know, the moon rules the night, the sun rules the day. So again, it's this importance of maintaining balance. I'm also focusing a lot on the angel wings behind the figure that seem to be attached to his back. So are we looking at a human being here? Are we looking at an angel? I think the answer is immaterial. I think what we need to see is that the wings here represent our own inner selves, our own direct connection to the divine. And the way we connect to the mind of the divine is through communicating with our own angels and our own spirit guides, which I just basically introduced you to with card number 2. So that same guidance holds for this card. And it's just saying that, you know, everyone's in an upheaval. The world's in an upheaval. That's what you've got going with the Devil card here, with the repression card. But that there's the promise of balance coming. Things are going to get better. And what it is, it's that push up into 5D that I spoke about earlier. You can't have this going on when all this great energy is coming in. This great energy is going to totally obliterate this, the energy of this card. And it will replace it. And I'm really seeing a lot of healing coming to the earth, and not only to the earth, but to her inhabitants. And not just physical healing, but mental and emotional and spiritual healing, healing on a karmic level. The images I'm being shown are very heavy duty because my guides are showing me the entire planet in the image and then the energy around the planet. That's extremely heavy duty. They never do that. The only other time I've ever seen that was back in 2015 when Archangel Michael told me, because I've been channeling him since 1996, when he told me there was going to be a pandemic and he told me to prepare. It was meant to occur. So once it started to happen, I was telling people, try not to stress too badly. This is meant to happen because we all need to evolve, and this is the push. We've been given that push. So that's what I'm seeing now with the planetary alignment and the 5D. We are now in it, folks. We are in it. And the balance is coming, whether you're ready for it or not. So just, again, ask your angels and your spirit guides, in what ways can I open up to these balancing energies that are coming, that are here? I wish to embrace them. And they'll help you. They really, really will. Just pay attention to your dreams, and during your waking life, also pay attention to things like the radio, the TV, things you're watching on your computer, because sometimes they'll communicate through that medium as well, or even through the mouth of a friend. A friend will say something and you'll be like, wow, that reminds me of this question I've had that I've been trying to figure out an answer to. And your friend will be like, oh, really? And you guys can discuss it. Maybe you'll get another line of input there. But pay attention to all that. Write it down. Even if it doesn't seem to make sense, especially with your dreams, keep writing them down, because the more you write them down, the more improved your dream recall will be, and the easier it will become for you to understand your own symbolic language within your own dreams. So that is the Choose Your Card reading. And again, this reading is applicable to any time. And if you'd like to see the review of the Sacred She Tarot by Ma Dava Padma, you can check the card here that's going to pop up. I'll take you to that review. Thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed this and gotten some value from it, I ask that you please subscribe to my channel, give the video a like, and please drop a comment. Comments help to get my video out in front of new eyes. Thank you so very much for watching. This is Nefer Kefri of Magical Musings 1111, wishing you a very blessed day ahead.